As flickered flame makes shadows bend, and smoke meets moonlight, cold and blue. When blackest night hails twilight's end, then darkness comes to beckon you. As hunger turns the flesh to fire, and breathing falters, reason halts, then creep the claws of dark desire to rip and split you at your faults.
All right, we have returned to an end to hunger. The party was successful, and maybe we have different definitions of success. However, the main thing that we were successful in was getting Radia to agree to allow them to do excavation on Skytear Island on two conditions. One was the condition offered by Count Moncrief, which was the payment in the form of a favor that Radia may cash into Count Moncrief at any time. The second is between Radia and the party. This is a cursed island, and it is unknown what dangers may be there. So she has asked that whatever dangerous things are on the island, that the party make sure that it not affect the barony as a whole. So we have passed an evening and we are moving into daytime, and the party is splitting for the first time in the campaign. Very exciting. Morrow and Cynza are going to make their way to Vidira Manor. Cynza has silly Cynza has forgotten her scarf, so of course must go retrieve it.
Just a girl, I
And
don't know.
silly. And their
IDK
is coinciding with Dr. Ryan Dayrick paying a social call to the Vidira Manor. Dr. Dayrick is the chief of medicine at the Misthaven Sanitarium, who the party has just learned has an abandoned north wing, which Emmerich believes is the perfect place for Odessa to set up her laboratory and start fabricating the artificial lazurite. Meanwhile, Wik and Thistle are being taken to the Keeper of the Old Ways, who lives on the north side of the river. They will not be able to get passage to Skytear Island given its nature as a cursed and potentially religious place for the Kellid people without the approval of the Keeper. So they are going to make their way to seek that. And Wik, because you are the most reliant on luck, I will say you are the one who is going to determine who we follow first. So I will roll a d20 and you will tell me what is high or low. Would you prefer to go first or would you prefer to go second?
I will go first.
Okay, so what is high and what is low? If you are correct, your scene will go first.
Okay, high roll, I'll go first.
Perfect. That's a 12. Luck is on your side, Wik. All right.
Lovely.
So Kolak will take you or will meet you at 11 a.m. You guys can see off Cynza and Morrow, and they will take you across the river. Now, before we part ways, are there any parting words from any of the group to one another?
Thistle is going to put fix back like a single piece of hair, and like for Morrow, like is like has like a she has put together like a very elegant updo, and like she like puts like a pin back in place, and then looks around and picks up like a really pretty flower that she can find and just like places it very delicately into the updo. She's like, "You are going to do amazing."
Is it normal to be nauseous?
In my experience, yes.
from far
Seems that it goes for you as well.
from further away to answer that question. Yes. Given her entire vomiting session yesterday.
You are a woman of vast knowledge and much authority. Carry yourself as such.
Same to you, Thistle dear.
Why do I feel like they should kiss? Okay, she's gonna go. She's gonna go. She's leaving.
All right. So, Thistle and Wik, you go into the boat, waving your handkerchief as you take off.
From far as the boat starts to leave, the Cynza calls after Wick. Wick, I'm trusting you.
I know what I'm doing.
I know you do.
All right.
Damn, you can just tell Thistle to go fuck herself next time.
Incredible. All right.
She was a clan leader for a good 50 years. She's gonna be fine.
So the rowboat takes off. The mist on the river is very thick. It is difficult to traverse, and you get the sense of why you will need an experienced person. This is not just a matter of renting a boat and going to Skytear when the time comes. But the rower is taking you across and down the river a bit. So we are going east on the map. And Thistle and Wick, please give me a perception check as we are going through here.
I'm gonna switch dice because I've been rolling really good, and I feel like that's gonna come to an end soon.
That's a nat 20 for 31.
Dang. Okay.
She's fixing her luck today.
Man, I have a 21.
Perfect. Okay. So, Wick, you are enjoying the ride, the gentle splash of the oars as you make your way up the river. Thistle, as you are looking around, and it only lasts a moment, but a moment which lingers. Within the mists, it's as if when they're swirling for a moment, they form some kind of figure. A feminine kind of form. So you would imagine like, or an angelic form almost, like a robe or a long, like the women's bathroom symbol kind of form.
I love it.
So for a brief moment, and then it dissipates or is gone.
Do I know if there's like a Lady of the Lake myths here? Like, are they protected by divine feminine figures?
Great question. So one of the things that you did learn yesterday from Radia is that there are very few fae that actually live in Ustalav, but there are a couple fae that
That are
do
stubborn.
live in Flowerfield, one of
Neat.
which is sprites. Sprites are very tiny.
Okay.
And then domovoi, which are house fae. So she did not say anything about naiads.
Okay. I think I might ask our guide here. Say friend,
Oh,
these waters,
Hmm.
it's thick with adventure. Do you know anything about here?
What don't I know?
Well, indulge an old elf.
I could start spinning you stories. Anywhere in particular I should start?
Women of the water, perhaps?
Ah, I see. Did you get a glimpse of the Mist Maiden?
Mist Maiden.
Oh well, your beauty would belay how you're not a child, are you? I mean, look at you. You're a grown woman. Only children see the Mist Maiden.
Well, perhaps she is looking for a friend.
Perhaps. No, it's a story that children tell each other. You know, when you're young, you watch the clouds. Well, our little ones watch the mists, and they have stories of the Mist Maiden.
She's gonna kind of like lean into it and be like, and what is your story of the Mist Maiden?
No. Not me. I spend my time contemplating the water when I'm fishing, but not much else. Perhaps I never needed any help. Perhaps I had enough friends.
That's almost sad. Someone as strong as you sometimes needs a touch of the feminine.
The touch I find the most solace in is my pillow at the end of the night.
Well, I guess we're similar in that way. At least for now.
Well, maybe we are, but I think you'll find we diverge eventually.
As we all must.
Well said. Well, hopefully not before we hit shore again.
Oh, pray not.
And the rest of the boat ride doesn't take too long to complete. The boat ties off at a small dock. Where the dock meets the shore, you see a pole with a deer's skull tied to it, antlers adorned with flowers and pine cones. A large basket with a lid sits at the base of the pole. You see a footpath leading from the dock into the woods. Follow that path. It won't steer you wrong.
Thank you.
Oh, Olaf, before we depart, any words of advice on dealing with the keeper?
She has been our guide. She speaks words in the in-between and translates what we need to know. The answer's already given. You just have to wait for it to be gave. That's all I can tell you.
Interesting. Oh, thank you very much.
We'll be waiting.
As we get off, I'm gonna, as we're kind of out of earshot of him, I'm just gonna kind of lean over to Wick. That was incredibly unhelpful.
Do you think it would be? Do you think it'd be unwise to talk to the keeper about the omen that the dragon had told us about, or do you think that perhaps they could be helpful?
A wise woman here. Do we know if she's human?
Hmm.
You
I
can
never thought to
assume,
ask.
yes, that she's human.
Okay.
Okay.
When humans get to be a certain age, wisdom is bestowed upon them. I've always found it nearly divine. I feel that we will know once we look upon her if she is ready for information of that kind.
Perhaps we won't even need to say anything at all.
Perhaps not.
As you enter the tree line, you notice the mist seems to halt here. Sunlight filters through the leaves. There is overlapping birdsong and the smell of peat moss and pine. The footpath leads you to a clearing where there's a pine hut, dried mud and moss filling the gaps between logs. A chimney of river stones and clay protrudes from the roof. You glimpse some fencing behind the hut, which you assume to be encircling a garden. On the porch is a rocking chair covered in skins. As you step into the clearing, a deer walks from behind the hut, gently picking its way through the grass, staring at you intently. Its antlers are thick and latticed. Approaching, you notice that there are 2 sets of antlers growing from each side of the animal's head, and the creature stares with double sets of eyes. It stops beside the path near the door and neither blocks you or leaves.
I am going to give a slight bow and say, "We are here in search of the keeper. Should you know where we find her, friend?"
The ears of the deer flick back and forth in a very usual way for such an unusual creature. And then the door to the hut opens, and a squat old woman in a buckskin dress exits, short cropped white hair adorned with a flower crown. She holds a clay pipe in her hands, glistening with flecks of stone and shell mixed into the clay and polished until they sparkle. She strikes a tinder twig with her long yellow teeth and lights the herbs in the pipe, inhaling deeply and studying you with rheumy eyes. Dasua, welcome.
Her eyes kind of go wide and she's like, "The work is lovely." like kind of like admiring the crown.
Thank you.
We are here seeking assistance. I understand how crazy this may sound. We are actually seeking assistance with travel to, oh god, why did I just forget the name of the island?
Skytear?
Skytear.
A place of much trouble. Scars run deep and shadows linger long in that place.
I tend to go where most others would not. Probably for their better judgment.
And what do you want from me?
Well, apparently, in order to get to the island, we will need a guide and somebody who is willing to just brave the journey, I guess.
Eh?
But I guess we can't do so without first checking with you to see if it's all right if we go forward.
Oh, I see. Who would care about the wishes of an old woman?
I would.
Is that so?
Yes. I may not look it, but I am just as old, but not as wise.
Some get older, some get wiser. Rarely both. Occasionally neither. Come inside.
I'm gonna be like, we're pulling this off, we're pulling this off. It's like I follow her inside.
Let's all pull out pipes. Let's all go inside and have some pipes.
Wonderful. And she takes you within her hut. And Thistle, it is becoming increasingly clear that, like you, the keeper is a witch. So you see she has a large
She reminded me
cooking
of
pot.
home.
Large cooking pots. She has various elixirs spread out, and this is both a business and her whole life in this room.
I think that, again, Thistle's eyes are just like saucers. As she's like asking very specific questions about like ingredients, like, oh, how did you find this? It takes me forever to find a reputable vendor. And oh, did you grow this yourself? The herbs smell way too fresh. And she's just totally geeking, tisming out right now. Just wanting to. If she told her that she can't go anywhere and that she's stuck here now with her forever, I think this will be totally fine with that.
So our island of sorrows. What will you do when you reach its black shores?
We hope to dispel a curse.
Are you that strong? Or are you that foolish?
I think everyone feels foolish until they're proven.
Hmm? Evidence. You didn't bring me evidence, did you? But I am no judge. What about you?
Sometimes bravery can look a lot like foolishness.
And foolishness can look a lot like bravery.
Ooh, I suppose.
Lifting a curse.
Are we quite sure it is a curse?
Dark foreboding, where no mortal may tread. The world is full of life. It exists to support life. What else would you call a place where life is barred from approaching, but cursed?
I think it's quite possible. It's trickery.
Well, now I know what to look out for from you. That's the evidence you've brought me. Come, take this. And she hands you a deer hoof carved with doe eyes of various sizes. You show this to one of our people, and you will get what you are seeking. But I warn you, what you uncover on that island may have been hidden for a reason.
I expect that is quite true. But I think that one of the things I've always loved about humanity is their ability to endure beyond what is on the outside. I hope to do the same here.
Yes. Yes, you will need to cleanse that place from the inside out. And if the spirits follow you back to shore, don't forget me.
I couldn't.
We're going to do our best to ensure. No, not our best. We're going to ensure that nothing follows us off that island.
Very well then. Now, if there's nothing else, you have what you came for.
Thank you. I think like this was trying to like hold in like a bajillion questions. And she's just gonna kind of like, and she's gonna have to go and like basically pry log from next to the fire because he got very comfortable even in this short amount of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Wik is like he's kind of looking at what she's given them, and with like didn't have to do anything in return, and he's sort of like, "Are you sure? Like, is this done?" Was there an exchange that he doesn't know about? Like, seems a bit odd.
Keeper. Before we arrived in town, let me start this way. When you first heard your patron, what was it like?
A squelch. And then nothing but Jolek's eyes. And she indicates the deer which has been waiting patiently outside, which now has a name, Jolek. He has been my faithful companion for a long time. You say I am wise. I say I have kept myself in proximity to wisdom. And that has been well enough.
Kind of smiles and looks down at Log. I think we have to keep ourselves close to our patrons in whatever way we can. But if I'm not sure I am up to the task, what then?
Then the task will come to you or you will fail. We are not chosen because we can, we will, we must. We are not chosen to save ourselves from what will happen if we do not, cannot, must not. We are chosen because we would, we might. If you will or will not, you would. Do you understand?
I think I do.
Good. Now, sometime you come back, you help me. We'll make something together.
I would be honored.
And you come back sometime, you keep me company.
Absolutely. We could bring Log.
I have a feeling they go where they please.
Log's already kind of making his way back to the fire.
Safe travels. We will see each other again.
I think as they're leaving, she kind of like nudges Wik and is like, "Told you we'd be fine."
That went quite well.
And Kolak asks you, "You get what you needed?"
And I show him the hoof with the eyes.
Well, can't say I'm not a little disappointed, but tomorrow's going to be very interesting.
Could we also throw in some catfishing equipment? I do have a plan for catfish.
Now you're pushing me. Now you're pushing me.
I'm gonna like hold up Log, say no to his little face.
Like, we have a meal idea.
Be the death of me, I know it. And as we fade out from these three making their merry way back to the journey halt, we pivot back to the carriage, where Morrow and Cynza are having a very different kind of trip back to Vidira Manor.
That one
Oh.
specific piece of hair that Thistle had tucked up has already fallen back out again.
uh, Cynza is fidgety and eventually looks at Morrow. So what else can you tell me about this doctor? It seems interesting and convenient, even, that he should be there the day after we leave, given our new task at hand.
And perhaps that's why it's bothering me. By all accounts, he's calm, he's collected, he's very knowledgeable. Maybe a bit sad, but he always spoke to people with respect. But something, I don't know, it just. I understand. I may have misspoke yesterday. I do understand why someone like him would be in Ustalov. But why does he need to meet with Lady Radia? Why does a doctor, while a very noble profession, much like us clerics, they aren't usually dealing with upper society. Why
Well-
is he having a personal meeting with a baroness?
I mean, could it be that you're maybe overthinking this a bit? Wasn't it that he works for the sanitarium and
Oh, he's the chief
you know,
director.
this is yeah, so she's the Baroness, and she is a young Baroness who lost her father not that long ago. It could be that she's just starting to take the meetings that are necessary for, running her hold.
GM, point of order before I open my mouth. Didn't you say this was basically like a pleasure visit? Like he's not like in that way, but like,
Yeah, like a social call.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, i-
She did
just
mention
for
family friend.
Okay, okay, I missed that part. That makes more sense.
Well, you were kind of
and
locked in a cage of emotion at the time, so
that'll do it. Yeah.
That'll happen. Morrow has issues.
uh,
You could
I
be right,
mean,
Cynza dear.
his.
I just
You said he's quite, for lack of a better term, old. Yeah.
rumor has it he's almost 700.
That's a lot. So family. When she says family friend, this could be. And Cinza just kind of extends her arm as if to indicate, like, way the fuck back through the Vidira timeline. Like,
Generations.
yeah, he could have. I mean, would Morrow know, or anybody? I mean, Morrow's the most uh knowledgeable of this guy. Has he been at the sanitarium for a long, long time? Like throughout.
So, unfortunately, Morrow, you didn't memorize enough about him to remember what his main hospital was. So that you can't recall in your knowledge. But when you all were looking at the painting of Ayana Vidira, and it didn't hit you quite at the time because all she said at the time was Dr. Derrick, but what she had said was that when she was pregnant with Audard Vidira, he was there.
So at least to her great great grandmother. It was two greats, correct?
Two greats, yes.
So three generation, her mother, her grandmother, her great great. That's a ways back to know someone's family.
It is. I guess the thing that's unsettling, and maybe it's my brain getting the better of me. Yes, students talk, students have rumor, but rumor don't usually follow those that are squeaky clean.
But is a rumor about, and you'll have to forgive me, this is truly me asking more about, I suppose, elven culture and I suppose biology than anything else. Why is a rumor about his age so important?
He should be an antiquity. He should be decrepit.
Interesting.
Yet he looks as if he's only a half-decade older than myself.
Hmm. And you don't start to just
I meant half
spoil
century. Can I retcon that?
Yes,
half century. And you don't just suddenly start spoiling in the next 50 years, correct? She is 1000% saying this like tongue-in-cheek jocular. She's being a shithead.
Only if I'm left out. And I think that's the first time you've heard Morrow crack something similar to a joke.
Yeah, I think Cinza kind of like gives a okay face. She kind of that's we'll make sure to keep you out of the sun then, don't worry. Good news, not a lot of sun in Ustalab, so you're safe on that one. It's pretty gloomy all the time.
While it
Is
does
it rain?
be innocent, rumors do originate somewhere. And
What do you
it's interesting that that is what has come up.
what do you think that could mean from your, I mean, just in your opinion, as one as long lived as yourself, as what that could mean for, given his specialty. I know that my mind wants to draw conclusions, but I don't know if I'm.
Conjecture with no basis?
Yeah.
Keep your ears out for mentions of a mineral.
Yeah. Good point. Hmm.
right?
Well,
Well,
I suppose we'll have to see.
Zepha is our resident expert. Who knows what that man has discovered if he is truly 700?
I noticed you didn't mention much about the doctor to Odosa last night. Is there a reason for that?
I don't know who she knows, and I don't know what he knows. I do know I would like to limit the number of people who are aware of Odessa's work,
Hmm.
and I don't know her well enough to know whether or not she would bring him into it.
Sure. That seems to satisfy Cynza, and she sits back, looks back out the window again.
Great. The sky is overcast, and a warm spring rain patters against the cobblestones as you approach the house. You see Radia exiting, umbrella in hand, behind a tall, elderly elf. He is slightly stooped from age, but still handsome and fit, a large walking stick in one hand and an umbrella in the other. And your carriage is pulled up to the steps once again.
I think she is going to let Cynza get out first. She's
Uh,
definitely not hiding from this doctor or anything.
yeah, she will get out if there's, I don't know if there's a footman that opens the door, but yeah, we'll get out
Yes, there is.
first.
Mhm.
And, kind of hold the hand up to shield from the rain. And yeah, if Lady Radia and the doctor notice their arrival, she'll, give a
Yeah,
hand.
they absolutely do. And the front, you don't necessarily see it on Talespire, but the whole front of the house is porched off.
Mhm.
So they will wait on the porched off area. Yeah, exactly. So imagine there's like a
Got it.
roof over this area. So they
Cool.
will wait there so that you are not standing in the rain.
Okay, yeah. Then we'll kind of bustle our way up onto the porch.
Oh, hello again. You're here for your
Ah,
scarf.
you found I
Yes, one of the
left it
one of
behind.
one of the servants found it while cleaning. Um, we've had it kept safe for you. I will ask someone to bring it so that you can be quickly on your way. We would have been happy to send it back with you with the copied map, which I apologize is not yet finished, but should be within an hour or two.
That's no trouble if we're here and it's only going to be an hour or so. Do you mind us waiting for it? We can take it back, and then you don't have to dispense any of your staff.
That's too kind. I appreciate it. Yes, Dr. Derek and I were just going for a walk. Cynza Dukhan, this is Dr. Ryan Derek, the chief of medicine at Mist Haven Sanitarium.
Um, bow if he extends a hand or anything like that. Otherwise, won't make a move for a handshake. But
Yeah,
we'll
and
bow.
he will actually shake your hand warmly.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll follow his lead if he does that. Shake hands,
And you can
and then
feel the strength of him still
hmm,
as he grips your hand. This is somebody who was a soldier, was a very skilled fighter, and you can feel that within
got
him.
it, got it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Absolute pleasure to meet someone as esteemed as yourself, sir. My companion, and she'll gesture. I don't know if Morrow has gotten out of the carriage or is still hiding or not, but like gestures over her shoulder where she hopes Morrow is by now.
What about it?
She is, but it's the same kind of tight-lipped. Which way is this gonna go? Does he remember who I am? What's going on here?
Sure. And he's not making any sort of effusive statement, or there's nothing written on his face, but he uh bows to you like an elf would to another elf.
She'll return.
Pleasure to meet you, Dr. Ryan Derek. And you are?
Amora Venturi, Dr. David.
Ah, yes, Morrow Venturi. You were a student when we met, yes?
Lifetimes ago, yes.
Indeed. And the servants have brought out a couple more umbrellas for you, and he will kick off the promenade through the grounds. Do you maintain a practice now, or are you an itinerant healer?
I have become rather nomadic. I do specialize in war medicine now. I tend to go where I'm needed.
Mm. I find myself too much of a creature of habit to be restless, but I understand its appeal. And he looks at you in a way of understanding exactly the nature of that appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So what what brings you to cross our paths again?
I'm currently in employment of Emirate Montcrieve.
The professor, that bloviator. And he laughs a bit, and Radia shakes her head a little. Like, it's incorrigible. Man, Count Montcrief has been quite kind and kept me very well informed. You know he very much wanted to be a friend of our father, even if it didn't go that way. And Derek, his mouth closes into a bit of a line. I meant no offense. I apologize if any offense was taken.
And Morrow's just gonna straight up just look at Cynza and wait.
Cynza again does sort of a it's no trouble hand gesture. Like, oh no, of course. I was effectively raised by the Montcraves. I know how his stories can get out of hand on the third, fourth, and seventh retellings. And she gives a winning smile as if to, uh, even though for a brief moment, as he did kind of insult Emmerich, her jaw just almost imperceptibly tightened ever so slightly, but she laughs it off.
He's a man of much means and moderate ability, which makes him quite a titan among men in Ustalav, I would say.
And yourself, Doctor?
Hmm.
Love to. When did you take up? I do apologize. I hadn't heard that you'd reached chief of medicine here. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate your congratulations. I founded Mist Haven many lifetimes ago, as you would say. About 350 years ago now. We're due for some celebration, and whenever it will occur. You know how they love to celebrate their centennials.
Absolutely.
But yes, I was called back by the Vidir family and asked to spearhead the project, and I was happy to do so. I found Kyonin rather staid. When you live amongst the shorter-lived folk, as we do, I don't know, maybe I do have a touch of the restless in small doses. So I left Kyan and came here again.
Depends on how close you get.
Now that is true. Proximity and fondness. They
Well-
don't always go hand in hand, do they? But they do have equal pull.
Forgive me for noticing, but it sounds as though you've been fond of the Vidira family for some time, and kind of glances at Radia in a warm way and says, "I could understand why."
Yes, Dr. Derek has been the truest of friends, and I have been privileged to know and to trust him.
Yes, I have watched the Vidir family for a long time. They are my charge, and the barony is theirs, and by the transitive property is mine.
Hmm.
I think it's a noble enough purpose for an orphan from the middle of nowhere, wouldn't you say?
When he says is mine, it's him saying like, I also consider this my home. Yes, not a possessive type.
Correct, my charge. So
Yes.
the Vidir family has been, mine to oversee. The barony is theirs to oversee, so the barony is also mine to oversee.
Got it.
Or to keep healthy.
Mhm. Would I understand what he means by his like the family is his charge, or is that's not like a known thing?
Like the ruling family, yeah.
Okay, so he's
Because
been
he
like
has helped so many
under-
Vidir across time.
Gotcha. Okay. Like the same way that like a line of tailors might be assigned to a royal family. Like, okay, got it.
Very much so. But you absolutely get the sense that this is his choice. rather than an obligation.
Got it. Again, looking at Radia, well, I can absolutely see why you'd be privileged to be in such good hands and such experienced hands as well. That's amazing.
I assure you, anything that my family has done to honor and reward the doctor is a paltry sum in comparison to what we have received.
And Dr. Derek looks at you, genuinely curious. You see a twinkle in his eye. So how did you come to be in the care of the illustrious Professor Moncrief?
I was sent to be a ward of the Moncriefs. My parents were sent to a purpose that was not suited for a youth. They were moving around too much, and they wanted a better life for me, and so they asked if the Moncriefs would be willing to take me in, teach me, and keep me safe.
Forgive me, I detect in your voice. Nidalese?
Yes.
I understand.
Yes, it's I think she lets her voice maybe not break, but there is definitely like a thinness to her voice as she says, yes, it meant I didn't get to see my parents very much growing up. But they did still write and visited when they could, and everyone was better for it. It all is not the ideal place for raising a child when you're on the move.
Land of Shadows. We do our best here in Ustalav to put up a good fight for that name, but they certainly earn it.
It's true.
And the two of you, how came you to travel together? Just coin and wanderlust, or?
Oh, that would be one Emirate Montcree.
As we were, I mean, you are quite aware of how Emmerich likes to operate. He likes to move pieces around and see how they fit together like little puzzles. And sometimes the puzzles fit better than others. And against all odds, Morrow and I are a couple pieces that slot in quite nicely.
Putting it that way, there's a bit of a sour expression that passes across Derek's face, but he chooses not to make comment on it. Well, wherever you're here, forever how long you stay, I do hope that you are comfortable here and respectful. If you grew up in Caliphas, I think you're aware that this place is singular and special, and we do not take that for granted here.
Of course, the hospitality has been nothing but immaculate. Again, kind of a sidelong glance towards Radia. And we would be aghast to disrespect that. And you're right, I, grew up in the area, as it were, kind of gesturing to imply at large. I wouldn't dream of trying to undermine the rich history and specialness of this place.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
Well, enough about us, good doctor. I would love to hear about your recent work. You were always an inspiration to me. And she's trying to kind of steer the conversation in a way where she can figure out how to work in, like, trying to get in a good word for Odessa.
Sure. My work, such as it is more administrative than anything else these days. I maintain my garden and my various experiments to keep me sharp, attend the occasional lecture, give the occasional lecture too.
But it's not retirement so much as resolution that I have embraced. And I am grateful for it. Few champions of my ilk have found a way through to the other side.
Remind me which god he was tied to. I have vague recollections, but
Absolutely. Eridan, the god of man who died under mysterious circumstances over 100 years ago.
That's what opened up the scar or the
That's what opened up the world wound, yes, which is now
World
known
wound.
as the Sarkara scar. It is closed now, thanks to many brave adventurers. The Eye of Abendigo, the Eternal Hurricane in Garoond also opened or started spinning when that happened. There were a lot of earthquakes. Yeah, it was a very, very dark time. And all the priests lost connection in an instant. They suddenly were cut off from magic, and champions like Derek had the same thing. So a lot of them switched to Iomade, who you'll recall is displayed in the fountain outside as you're walking the grounds. You can probably see it from where you are, pretty much anywhere around. So you do see the symbol of Iomade on Derek now. So that is how he seems to have made the transition.
forgive me if this is a bit brash. Have you taken any apprentices? You've been practicing for quite a long time.
Yes, Mist Haven is exactly a teaching hospital. I've been reticent to ever call it such, but yes, we've had terrific doctors come through our doors. If I had to choose myself and apprentice, our chief surgeon, Dr. Agnetha Velstrom, she is a remarkable talent, and I am quite happy to teach her everything that I can.
It's interesting that you come into town at this point in time. I have actually found myself in the employ of another doctor. Well, not necessarily in the employ. She is also an associate of Emirate Montcree, but she also specializes in undeath and illnesses, though I must admit the descriptions of her work are a bit beyond me. As you remember, I never quite had the talent for undeath. My talent lay in healing.
Well, I hope that it is as sharp as ever to keep this one safe. It is always good to stretch ourselves. Don't think of yourself as limited. Healing takes many forms, and health does as well. There are as many ways to live as there are to die, and quite a few ways to keep going beyond that. Don't make yourself small, Morrow. Life will do that for you.
It does tend to have a mind of its own.
Mm.
him
And
mentioning.
go ahead.
You go first, Harley.
Oh, I was going to continue the character conversation. So if you have something, you go
I do
first.
have a quick question. Him mentioning offhand and many ways to continue beyond that. In the context of the world, is that a weird thing to say?
No,
Okay.
honestly, especially for a person of his specialty.
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure if it wasn't like
Odd.
just that we've talked about him being so beyond his years and why does he look this way? That's why I was like, is that super fucking weird? Okay, carry on.
So I think at this point, you guys have made your lap around the grounds. The servant will return with a map and with the scarf for you on a tray. Ah, here we are. I hope it will be helpful for you in this undertaking.
I'm sure. Well, even if it's not 100% accurate any longer, even just having a baseline, I think, will be extremely useful. Cannot thank you for this enough.
You're
And
welcome.
for finding the scarf. Thank you. Extend my thanks to your people. I much appreciate it. It's just foolish that I must have taken it off and sat down and left it behind. Interesting.
Yeah, perhaps so. Well, I can take no credit for its safe recovery. Um, when will you go?
Well, we are, and I think Cinza kind of gives a sidelong look to the doctor for a second. Not anything, not like a mean look or anything, but kind of a like. I guess she's wondering, is it chill to be talking about this openly in front of this guy? But obviously, Radia trusts him implicitly, so I don't think Cinza's gonna try and like act weird around him. But she is like thinking, like, I don't know how much we should be saying. It just honestly, it depends on our companions. They are in the process of procuring travel for us, and if they are successful, then perhaps as early as tomorrow, maybe later. Not sure. Would you like us to let you know when we go?
Oh, you are kind, but that is unneeded. Although it would ease us all greatly if you would let us know of your safe return.
Of course. You'll
Wonderful.
be among the first.
Of course. Well, we won't tarry any further. We will allow you to prepare for, hopefully, tomorrow's adventure.
Thank you, Lady Radia.
Mhm.
Of course. It is
Thank
good
you.
to see you again.
And thank you, good doctor. I wonder if I may ask a favor.
You may ask, certainly, but usually when a doctor is asked a favor, it doesn't always end well. But
Well, think
please.
of it as a favor from a fellow scholar. I've heard the north wing of Misty Step is still abandoned. I do have interest in the historical significance. There's a lot that could be preserved for something that has been abandoned for so long. I wonder if it would be possible for me to see within its walls.
And at the mention of Misthaven's North Wing, both Radia and Derek's
Steven.
eyes, it's okay, snap to each other for a moment. And Derek says, the North Wing is not a topic of conversation for an afternoon stroll.
I
And
understand.
I will extend the benefit of the doubt that you did not know that when you presume to ask. I
No,
have office hours from time to time. You will come to see me, and we will discuss your curiosity.
of course, I do apologize if I overstepped. 'Tis really just a historical interest. And she's trying to play this off as, okay, cool, no big deal. It's just a question.
I think, Morrow, you of anyone can understand. History lives. History breathes. History chokes.
History is to be understood, lest we repeat it. I simply
I
wish
fear
to
you,
with my own eyes.
and I fear that you do not understand the gravity of what you are asking.
Upon our return, I will set up a time to visit you in your office.
Good.
You
And I
apologize for
suggest you
any
not, indeed, and I suggest you do not bring up the topic with the townsfolk. I will bid you good day. And he uh, puts his hand on Radia's elbow to actually lead her inside.
Laura was going to just hook her fingers as sneakily as she can, like on the back of Scenes' like pants or like a belt loop or something. She
I
clocks that.
Yeah, I think Cinza was going to like give a goodbye to Radia and like it does that like as if Radia is being pulled away, there's just kind of like a oh
Yeah.
moment.
And she will not stop him from moving her, but she will turn over her shoulder. Safe journey. Please let us know when you have returned safely. Goodbye.
My lady.
And the doors close.
Yeah. Not till we're back in the
Yep. we're
carriage and outside of the gates, and then only in hushed tones to hoping that the hooves mask the sound of their voices. Does Cynza speak up again? What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but perhaps the basis of a rumor.
Maybe.
I've never seen him be that sharp before. He was always measured, calm, and respectful.
Well, I've learned several things today. He doesn't like Emmerich. He doesn't approve of Emmerich's methods for one reason or another. And he really doesn't like people poking around in his business. And it doesn't seem to matter if it was just a honest, I'm not from here mistake. He got real mean about that.
He did. And I think our good doctor has something to hide.
I mean, if we're being fair, so do we, so that's not really like a fair finger to
It's
point
fine
at
when
him.
we do it.
I mean, yeah.
Always fine when we do it.
Obviously.
Obvi.
All right. So, Cynza and Morrow will make their way back to the Journey Halt Inn. Wik and Thistle will already be there with Log. And when we come back for our next episode, we will have some time to debrief on what each person has learned as we make our way to Skytear Island.